Okay, go ahead.
The first tray is going to be a little bit of compost and quark, and then the second one is freshly pasteurized, freshly harvested coffee grounds from a local cafe. And today we'll be taking some blue oyster mushrooms, some spawn here that we ordered, and we'll be mixing it between the two substrates and just giving people a chance to see which one grows better and which one will fruit first.
Hey, Sasha, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing.
I'm a permaculture designer and educator.
Your name?
Oh, my name is Sasha Kisa. I'm a permaculture designer and educator, and right now I'm running a micro CSA as well as a community garden. And the goal today is just to educate some people on how to use oysters for bioremediation and also as a culinary mushroom. Blue oyster, this particular variety, is extremely good at surviving low temperatures. So we'll be using this today to put it outside, even with the low temperatures that are happening right now, and just see how it slowly colonizes through these two different substrates.
Did you say oyster or did you say
Blue
mushroom?
oyster, exactly, yeah.
Is that a mushroom?
What's the
The
mushroom?
type. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's bioremediation?
Bioremediation is using any kind of living material to help clean an environment, whether it's for heavy metals, pesticides, or any kind of living organism as well. So it could be for a certain kind of bacteria, for example, E. coli, or it could be something, any mixture of those three things.
And do mushrooms do that?
Mushrooms do that very effectively. They do all three. So
Cool.
heavy metals, they don't. I'm sorry. Actually, heavy metals, they usually accumulate into their fruiting bodies.
Yeah.
So they can dynamically accumulate heavy metals, but they don't remediate it in the sense of breaking them down into a neutral base product again. They do break down hydrocarbons, which are the 6-chain carbon ring-based molecules that are extremely hard to decompose of. But they don't break down heavy metals. Yeah, that's the one thing.
So how did you get, what's the state of the coffee grounds? Were they used?
Freshly pasteurized, yeah.
So what does that mean?
Or sterilized, I guess, in a sense. So the main thing is that you want to get them the day of. So if you go to a cafe and ask them for their coffee grounds, if they've been sitting there for a few days, they'll probably already have some contamination from other competing spores.
Okay.
You'll usually see some penicillin mold on them pretty quickly. The main thing is to get them fresh so that they're even still warm, ideally. And that means that they're pasteurized, they've probably been exposed to a few things, but they probably will still be pretty clean, respectively. And
They don't have to be organic?
Organic is great, but no, they don't. They definitely do not. You can get them from Starbucks, you can get them from any local cafe. The main thing is just to make sure that the day of and they're still warm, ideally.
So what is it, for in terms of drying it or having it wet? Do you just...
We'll get into that, definitely, yep. So right now I'm going to be applying some substrate, some colonized bran with the mycelium from the blue oyster at about 25%. That's the minimum. Anything over that is even better. It'll colonize that much faster. But 25% is kind of like the absolute minimum in order to colonize it effectively and kind of outcompete any other organisms that get in there.
25% what?
Of mycelium, colonized, pre-colonized substrate, yep. And you can get this on fungi.com, Fungi Perfecta's website, or you can go on Amazon and find a spawn seller as well. The best thing to do is run your own spawn through a large substrate. I like to use wood shavings in a 55-gallon drum and run shiitake spawn through it. So you can buy a $25 spawn bag and then run it through probably about 10 times its size, another very large container if you pasteurize it properly. And you can pasteurize substrate a number of different ways. The coffee grounds here are pasteurized through heat and pressure because they've been put through an espresso machine already. But you can use pH as a pasteurization method. So you can get lye or some kind of limestone or any kind of hydrocal kind of stuff from Menards or any kind of department store in the area. And anything that has a really high pH, any kind of mineral-based product that's used in building, can be used very effectively to raise the pH of your substrate up to about 11, for example. And that'll allow you to get rid of any competing organisms. And then after you've drained it off, and usually you can do that about 24, 48 hours just to make sure that it's properly pasteurized. After you've drained off the excess mineral and liquid, then you can put in your shiitake or oyster or any kind of wood-loving spawn into the